This is Dan Max, CDXP Realty, aka the Trading Agent, and this is your live market chat, 2 p.m. Monday, November 27th, 2023. Give a few minutes for people to jump on in. Jump on it. Interesting market action today. Not surprised by a little pop and chop, expecting the flop. I don't know if we get it today or this afternoon, but it's a coming. It feels like it's definitely coming. Again, I mean, I'm not saying next week we couldn't be higher after start of December, but there's going to be some profit taking at some point soon, and we'll see how deep it is, and we'll talk about it, and we'll keep you updated. And Stock Traders Almanac shows it. You know, it's just there's usually a hangover after Thanksgiving, the Thanksgiving hangover. So let's give it a minute. Let people file on in. Also, too, I dropped that Rakuten link. I didn't know crap about it. My wife has been cyber shopping and going nuts, and she's like, hey, if you buy something, I'll get $40 and you'll get $40, and it's referral and you get bonus points. And they shop, this portal basically scours the internet for the best deals, and you get the bonus points and rewards points. And once you get rewards points with Rakuten, they mail you checks. And I don't know, she's been using it forever, and she's like, why aren't you using this? And I'm like, because I'm a dumb guy. I don't know, I don't really look at this stuff. She's like, don't you want to buy an air fryer? I'm like, yeah. She's like, if you buy a $50 air fryer, you'll get $40 back. And I'm like, oh, that doesn't sound like a bad idea. Fine. You got me. So she was like, you should share it with everybody. It's a good, it's very reputable, and people have been using it for years. And I'm like, fine. If you have any experience with it, let me know. Again, she's all about it, getting them deals. Everybody saving deals. It's crazy to see that there's deals on deals on deals on deals. It's like, Verizon, trade in your iPhone 7 and get a new iPhone, a new iPad, a new watch, and nope, I can't say that, and a bonus. I mean, it's just, the economy's not doing well when companies are sitting on inventory and just trying to unload as hard and fast as they can. Note to self, though. But it is 12 o'clock. My time, 2 o'clock. Eastern Standard. Hopefully you had an amazing holiday weekend. Nice little, it's nice to get I don't know, Friday was kind of a fake day, but it's nice to have almost like a 4-day weekend. Could use that every once in a while. I feel like you should have that every quarter. Maybe we already do and I just don't pay attention, but they should do that. Note to self, running for president, 4-day weekend every 3 months. Would you vote for me just for that? Sounds amazing. Anyway, new home sales came out today. Slower, revised lower, slower and revised lower is the new name of the game when it comes to economic data. Seriously, every month it's revised lower and slower. It is what it is. Again, if the market was rational, everybody would make money. It'd be so easy. Just throw dollars at everything and you'd never lose. But that's not what the reality is. It's a probability-based game, and there's going to be moments where you just don't, I'd say moments, more like maybe days, maybe even weeks, that you just don't know what the hell's happening. And you just got to hit your stops, do your duty, meaning, hey, you got to stop out, you got to stop out. All right, so if you're new to the channel, Discord room, link description below. Again, website getting updated. If you're going to thetradingagent.com, you're like, what the hell? We're moving some stuff and doing some things. Moving and shaking. Again, bought that air fryer. Basically crazy. But anyway, this is the Monday morning real estate update. Every Monday, I get emails of houses in my Denver market. Price reduced, price reduced, price reduced, price reduced. Did I say price reduced? Because that's what's happening literally every single day. People are saying real estate. I was seeing someone saying the real estate market's hot. And I'm like, cool your jets, folks. The real estate market is strong at lower price points. Because people still need places to live. They just can't afford to trade up. So keep that in mind. I say this all the time. Low price points, people have to move. They're going to always, and you can't afford high interest rates and higher prices. Well, then they're going to slide their way into cheaper, there's more people going after lower priced properties. That make sense? It's not a strong market. That's not a market where everybody's making money. Again, cheap stuff going for relative value, stuff that's overpriced, gone up a ton, has a jumbo mortgage. Good luck, buena suerte. Because if you price that mother wrong, you will be stuck sitting on market and doing price reductions. And then the stigma is building. So again, if you're looking to buy or sell a house, reach out. Let me help you with that. Because again, I think there's a lot of people who are mistakenly putting their houses on the market at the wrong prices, trying not to get bidding wars. And then if they're buying houses, they're going, well, I'm just going to wait for interest rates. And it's like, you can do that, but why not just set a plan? You know? Set a plan. Like, start looking. Start getting emails twice a week, once a week, whatever you want. Know the market. Stop going to Zillow. Go onto my website, danmaxrealty.com. I have the best alerts. Or not alerts, I have the best updates. Like, Zillow, all these other update every 48 hours. Website every 15 minutes, especially if it's with the MLS in the Denver area. But also, too, I don't mind helping you out. I love it. 2 for 1. And if you think the strongest point of my help is actually just helping you find properties, it's negotiating. I mean, we got a crazy deal negotiated for a client as a, again, because I'm not in there where they're buying their house. I'm not in like a licensed agent, but I still pull a referral, a small amount off of the commission to be a part of it. So you get 2 for 1. And man, we negotiated the fuck out of a deal. Excuse my language. And again, I mean, is it the best? I mean, could it go lower probably next year? I don't know. But at this point, I mean, it was pretty awesome to get the sellers to give them almost like 3.2% back in the price of the house to go to closing. Helped my buyer who didn't have the best credit. So basically, I had to bring nothing to close. Bada boom, bada bing. Free house. Crunching on some ice. All right. Any questions, thoughts, concerns? Let's get into it. Let's get ready. Coin. I know a lot of folks are looking at this to short. Hey. I mean, it feels like a bull trap. I see why they'd be looking. But this is just one of those names that's so beat up and the trash is floating last. That's my biggest concern. I mean, again, if you disappear into the ether for a couple days or a week, I don't know, you're probably seeing nothing. I mean, again, these stocks will probably be cooked. But near term, you don't know. You don't know. And that's what's sometimes hard about. Again, we talk about picking tops. Like, you're going to be able to pick a top 10 out of 10 times? No, get the fudge out of here. Not happening. Not happening. So, again, if you are shorting, define your risk. Do the damn thing. Good old the fruit. Down all day. Rallies back. I'm assuming on some sort of news, but it honestly just held the 8 and 10 day near term. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised to see if this, and again, look where it bounced back to. I mean, 190s, if you didn't get a short end yesterday or last week, I mean, I'm watching that area. I mean, could we retest? It's hard to say. I don't think this gap is going to get filled because if it's actually a pro gap, then it shouldn't. But who knows? Nothing is certain. No. XLF putting the short on the financials hard. Look at this move. This is a fucking joke. Man, you got to watch your language. This is a joke. Banking crisis is getting worse. Good luck. Good luck. Next is Credit Suisse need a bailout. Good God. Look at this. I love this as a pivot point. Now, again, will it crack today? I don't know. Shorted some FAS in the 68s. Oh, come on. Get out of here. In the 68s. Now, again, I don't chart this, but it's just a juiced version of the XLF, essentially. Goldman Sachs. We talked about this one. Peaking, chopping out, top in range. JP Mo, if you got this one in the 153s. God, good luck, man. Nice score. Looks fine. Bank of America, talked about. Channel, fail. In time. KRE said the 45 level. Get out of here. Rejected. Rejected. So far, so good. Yeah. Kind of is what it is. I mean, I've also got eyes on here. I'm just trying to see if there's something here. No, that's just, you're trying too hard. Amazonian saying watch. A lot of people are like, oh, it's breaking out. I mean, that's one scenario, but I also look at it as a trap because it's clearly looks like a megaphone. Now you could say, oh, it's going higher, but I mean, this is not volume that confirms a breakout. Like, you need serious volume. You're not breaking out over the 30 period moving average volume. So I mean, I trust that, like, I trust OPEC, right? Because look what happened last time I tried to do it. Gave it back. Gave it back. So we'll see. Good luck. Buena suerte again with that. I'm not going to say for sure I know anything for certain, obviously. Nobody can, but that to me looks rather suspect. Does that look suspect to you guys? Let me know. Leave a comment below. I'm just curious. A lot of people are getting excited about it. I'm like, ooh, Amazon is already up going into Cyber Monday. I mean, it's going to buy the rumor, sell the news. Costco, been adding a little more today. Started adding around the 590s. Again, giving myself time on this one. Again, I'll stop out if I need to. This one I expect to be wider and loose, so I dabble in it in smaller chunks. Again, look what happened. Breaks out, fails with volume. Now it's another light volume bullshit test. Good old FedEx, we said, watch the hundo. Goodbye. Caterpillar, would love to get something higher. Not really looking at it. Getting it. MPC, watching the 150. Good luck. I mean, oil doesn't seem to have any legs. XOP. Chop, chop, mother. Beep, 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 beep. NVIDIA, check this out, y'all. Multi-day range. I mean, again, if you zoom in, here, I'll just bring it on over. It's a 10-minute. You can see, like, there's definitely some resistance in this basket here in the 480s. Keep an eye on it. Keep a close eye on it. Because if that rips, it flops, it's good, game over. Starbucks, I mean, this thing isn't bouncing. I mean, I was just nothing. Yeah, I mean, I guess Airbnb's getting up to levels that's interesting again. It's just chopping around. Again, I mean, people are like, you can't short this market. That's when I'm like, okay, you can't short this market because you are probably the same one who doesn't cover shorts at lows and buys and probably doesn't short highs and cover drops. I mean, look at the Qs here. The volume is nothing. Keep an eye on it. Keep an eye on it. SPY, no love today. No love. I mean, just kind of look at that. And that gal again, they're talking about another China virus. We'll see. I mean, I don't want to get into it. I don't want to get in trouble. But keep in mind, this has been a historical month. There will be profit taking, in my opinion. Just keep that in mind. How deep, how big, I don't know. I don't know. Housing, watching this, getting tired up here. Transports, you would think they'd be up. Engulfing bar down, breaking below the 100-day. XRT, right? This one's been chopping up. I don't know. There's just a lot of, like, what I would consider multi-dimensional action. And again, the market seems to be held up by the chips. Oh, Intel absolutely got to the levels in the mid 44s. Again, yeah. Put that on your list. I mean, there's just, we'll see. And this is the thing. If you think you're always going to time the action, that's where you're going to get killed. And this is where day traders who apply themselves to swing trading struggle bus. But it's no different. I mean, imagine if this was the 10-minute chart. You're like, okay, just taking a little time. I mean, you want it to V, right? But sometimes just take a little time. Taking a little time, and then, bleh. Right? Does this make sense? Questions, thoughts, concerns? Hit the like, subscribe button. No, I'm just kidding. No, hit me up if you got any questions. Seriously. Oh, the fruit of your labor. I'm watching the 10-minute. Now, again, the 200 on the 10-minute's been interesting. Seems to be riding around it. Again, look where it hit. Doink. Doink. So we'll see. We shall see. Again, it's pretty quiet here. I guess a lot of people, again, the holidays, I get that. Trading's been hard. I mean, this has been, again, this is where discipline saves you. No discipline, no savior. Confirms that Amazon saving objection for proposed acquisition. All right. Okay, so it looks like EU's not going to let them Amazon buy iRobot. Who cares? Who cares, right? Oh, Roku breaking out. Just reading some of the headlines. Oil's all over the place. iRobot. I mean, basically, we just want to track your house now. Put a camera running through your house. People are like, no, stop. Black Friday sales. Black Friday. Buy. So. Now, again, keep in mind, over the last week, Kramer came out publicly and was aggressively saying the soft landing is confirmed. It's gonna be soft, which to me is scary. Scary. It's gonna be hard. So hard. And I mean, that's, I don't know, that's my guess. Again, it's like you can't go from zero rate policy up to basically, you know, where we're at and 8% on the, you know, government debt and just not expect that the market and the economy at some point hit the skids. Now, I know they're going to try to argue for more government spending and war spending, but I mean, that's a fake GDP in my opinion, because that's not, the consumer is not benefiting from war. It's hard to like price in what the right price is for the market then when you do that crap. We not agree? It's like, like this doesn't make sense, right? Like dollars make sense. Yeah, SPY basically flat. I mean, every reason to rise. Every reason, not so much. IWM, oops. Chop. Fizz, what relief it is. Man, I gotta give, like, again, some of these ag names, like, all over the place. I just hope they flush these things at some point. CCJ, gotta give it credit holding up. Talked about silver in the weekend recap. I'm like, that one actually popped up. Now we're getting up into the next. I mean, this is the thing. It should have been up here weeks ago, which is curious that it didn't. Hey, what's up, Scott? Maybe, again, maybe. Gold holding around here. Did we miss the uranium boom cycle? No, absolutely not. No. That's like saying, did you miss, I mean, any cycle when it was just, if it's going to last years, you haven't seen, then this is, if you think this is the end of it, then that really wasn't really a boom. It should be long periods of time. Now, uranium might have been the first to take off, but I'm not going to chase. No, CCJ is not pushing all-time highs. Not even close to all-time highs. Wrong. Fail. Zoom out. Zoom out. Zoom out. The highs are $57. Not even close. Not even close to all-time highs. Solid 20-something% plus away from it. So no. No, look at these things. Like, this is how you have to look at this. This took how many? say the bottom was 2002. 5 years. If we're in year 3, maybe. I mean, you still got upside. I wouldn't be surprised to see this much higher. I mean, you're going to probably have a triple-digit price. There's your fib extension. I mean, this is the thing. We all wish. And that's where it's just trade the market you got. And this is the thing. I mean, nobody was sitting here going, you got to short or go long this stuff. I mean, again, I personally am just like, man, I've seen this stuff. And what kills me is I'd hate for it to be like it looked like this, right? Like it looks like it's looking good and then flushes back and then goes. Because the best move would be to flush out to 30, knock all those folks out. You saw it here. I mean, it went from what, 24, drop down to 18. So I mean, it could have a solid 20-25% drop. I mean, take it back to the mid 30s. Yeah, I mean, that's the nature of the beast. And that's the thing. The trash floats last. Seeing some trash float today. Seeing some of these names that are people chasing. Remember, it's people are chasing winners into the end of the month potentially. It's interesting they're not chasing tech that hard. So we'll see. Cool. Momo was saying he's been using Rakuten. I thought that was, I'm like, what is this? And she showed me. I'm like, holy crap. Wow. This is, if you're an online shopper, which again, I don't really have a lot of shopping taste. I don't buy a lot of shit. Try to be more minimalist at times. Because if you're moving or, I don't know, just too much shit. People in their 40s, 50s, 60s, they start hoarding. They just buy stuff. I mean, QVC pros. Right, those folks, like, ugh, get out of here. I mean, it's completely possible that bonds have bottomed. The Fed's anticipation of the pivot 6 months ahead of time. Yeah, I mean, I think it's possible that material could have bottomed here. It's just hard to see that near term. Oh, I'm on the monthly. I'd like to confirm that. But I also am like, man, there's some really juicy ass shorts where here, let's go back to 2008. Let's play the game. Let's go back in the time machine. Coin seems like trash, but consider it was 300s at one point. No, coin's fucking trash. Yeah, absolutely it's trash. Absolutely trash. So here's 2008 on gold, right? It bottomed in October, and then you had the pullback in March. Look, it kind of got up to the range highs, got choppy, then went. I mean, clearly, I don't want to chase this action, but I do expect it to get choppy. But I'd rather wait for it to break out with volume, like punch through it. Right? Because notice what happened in 2008, 2009. The volume started picking up. But look what you had. You got a trap, then go. Again, I'd rather wait. Just remember, here's the pivot in March 2009 when they bottomed. Or sorry, the pivot was October. I remember November 2008. Rallied, chopped, then went. Again, the best move is going to be when the Feds provide liquidity in the bond market. Oh, I just mean relative stuff at all time. Yeah. No, and that's the thing. Coin, I hate to be on record saying this because, again, it kind of reminds me of a lot of these stocks that are in this space. It's kind of like Rivian. I'm not saying Rivian can't make a new all-time high, but once these things IPO'd, they were at the peak of the hysteria. I mean, this could take years, or maybe not ever get back up there. If they print more shares and dilute the stock and have to raise capital and there's more competition. I mean, or they could get bought out. Maybe they get bought out by the CME or I don't know, for like whatever, some price. But 300, 400, probably not ever happening again. Folks who bought the opening month, sad. Sadness. Absolute sadness. Any thoughts, questions, concerns? Crunching ice. Sorry if it's annoying. Yeah. Oh, looks like Amazon just dropped off. Yeah, I mean, this is the thing. I mean, the hardest part about all of this is being patient. There's times where, again, people are like, you can't time the market. It's like, no, we know there's reoccurring patterns. We know the best time to buy commodities as a whole, as a basket, is when the Fed pivots, right? Bonds bottom. They're going to start supporting the bond market. That's the best time. Are we there yet? I mean, I don't think they're supporting the market yet, but here, let's go back in the time machine, right? 2008, 2009, right? Like you had that spike in bonds in 2008, right? But are we there yet? I mean, is that all you're going to get? But then into 2009, 2000, keep in mind, like, what if interest rates just barely bounced to 97? I'm not saying it, I don't know. Maybe it's already, no, it probably already has. It's just, are you going to get the bottom? Probably not. But this is what I really more care about ultimately is like, I want the commodities, right? I want the commodities to bottom, right? And look, here's oil bottomed in, 2009, right? Now, I know that doesn't really look that great, but you have to keep in mind, this thing was coming off of a monster run where oil ran up to like, whatever, 137 or one, I can't remember. But again, remember the USO is a shitty ETF. But point being is that I think you'll get, and we've talked about this. I don't see oil, here, I'll just pull it up. I don't see oil flushing down to like 30 or negative futures prices. I mean, even in the mid 60s, or just back to where it was when good old, I mean, I don't know. We get back to the Sleepy Joe election level. I don't know. I mean, again, we got to refill the SPR. So we all know there's a floor under this mother. I just don't know where it is. And I don't want to pretend that I'd like to be early. Because you have to remember, like, I know there's big shorts in it. And that's where it's going to get, I mean, I could see the volatility. That's where I'm curious. I'm like, do bonds really go nuts? Because the Feds are just stuck. This is like the 1970s. I wish I had the charting for the 1970s. Now, again, I do have Ned Davis research, and you had a pretty ridiculous run in 1973 that led to a big drop in 1974. And so just keep that in mind. It's going to be volatile. And people are like, oh, it's a bull market. I'm like, I think it's more of a stock picker's market. That's what I would describe it as. A stock picker's market, not a bull market. Because a bull market implies like everything's ripping and going higher. And it's like, no, sorry. I mean, where are these guys at? All-Star Trader, whatever his name is. What is it? Let me find him. I like Sunrise. He's cool. Where is this guy? He's always posting stuff, trolling bulls. But as soon as the market goes down, he's like, crickets. Just keep buying. Just keep buying. I'm like, okay. It's like, you better be careful what you're telling people to buy. Where is he? I wonder if he blocked me. No way. What is that? Caption that. What the? Hold on one second. Sorry, I just caught porch pirates. Give me 2 seconds. That was fun. Let's see if I got a camera of them. That was awesome. Oh. Nah, we'll deal with them later. Porch pirates. Catching them everywhere with... Have you all seen... Sorry to get distracted. Yeah, I just wrote down their information. I don't care. You steal my little... I think they stole... What did I have in there? Or what did I order? I can't remember. Something like $3. Some batteries. You stole my 8-volt batteries, you son of a bitch. All right, let me write this down. Good to go. JC Parrots, where is he? All-star trader. 160,000 followers. Never bearish. I'm like, come on, guys. Never bearish. Sorry, that was hilarious. Absolutely hilarious. They drove off and like someone's like laying down in the back seat. I'm like, what? You guys. Porch pirates. Time to short Amazon. It's like they're following the like UPS and like trucks of like the delivery. I mean, it's like so bad. It's like modern day pirates. They just follow the delivery people and just clean up right behind them. I guess it's a pretty good business model, right? I mean, maybe they have their own little secondary retail store. Sorry, this is just hilarious. You think I'd be mad. But, I mean, somebody's got to eat if they want my 8-volt batteries or whatever those things are. Buena suerte with that, homie. You got. You got. You can get it. Just call the police. I'll turn you in later. I got cameras footage. What do you think about dust for a trade? It's got killed over the last few days. Dust. Now, obviously, do not, for the love of God, ever chart dust. You will notice there's not a single drawing on this. Why? If you're asking this question, just curious. Why would we not chart dust? Just curious. Since you're asking, Mark, and I'll answer for you. Or just curious. Why do we not chart dust? Dingo. Bingo. Nice. Okay. So GDX. Decay. You have a clear range. And you're getting really close. Some might argue this is a head and shoulders bottom. I think you have a legitimate trade here with a tight stop. You know, if you can get this at like 11, I don't know, it'll probably be at like 11.25, 11.35. I think that's the easiest way. And then maybe you can get the dusty bottoms, because we do know that when the bell breaks, like the market gets beaten, we know what, excuse my language, we know what this does. And obviously this area matters for the GDX. It's my show me the effing money zone, because it's always been like hold, fail, bounce, fail, bounce, fail, bounce, fail, support, fail, chop around. It's pretty importante, man. So knowing that, I mean, I just don't know if it's the best trade. That's what you have to ask yourself. I know, and this is the thing. I think people are so scared to short tech now, and it's like, man, you had like 14-day run-ups, right? Like, oh, I was like, what is that? Like the fruit. I mean, these moves are just not sustainable. Because here, even if it's just like pulling back along the way, you didn't have any pullbacks. Look at where. Show me the pullbacks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. I mean, it's basically one time framing the whole time. Except for this day and this day. They're all inside days. I guess that day, but, you know, a bunch of inside days. And now, if you know rubber band man theory, like you're stretching it out and it's getting tired and more tired. Tireder and tireder. I mean, again, I'm a math person, not an English person, so if I speak idiot English at times on the fly, that's pretty normal. So again, this is what's hard about gold, silver, bonds, the dollar. All of those things to me are in this place of confusion. You're all at levels, and I'm like, I just think financials and tech look the juiciest. But again, people are scared to short tech. I get that. That's probably why it's probably the best short out there. Literally. I mean, you get absolutely hazed and told you're an idiot. Yet, if you go look at the spec position and you see that like 99% of hedge funds, institutions, mutual funds own big tech, who else is left to own? Anybody? Anybody left to own at that point? Anybody left to own? That's the question you got to ask yourself. Is there anybody out there? The hardest thing about GDX, and this is why I'm like curious to see, is like Newmont probably needs to get to this 100-day. And that would probably give you GDX 30, whatever. I hope that helps, Mark. This thing's been a fucking dog. I mean, you'd think Newmont would be at like gold's up at the range highs. It should be at least 40s. 45, 48, 50. I don't know. Can't even do that. Arrow. I mean, I like this name. I hope they absolutely smoke this thing. I mean, the volumes are coming in down here. I would love to see this thing get one more trap down and maybe hit the 9 level. I mean, you can see here. I'll pull back up my monthly. I feel like they're doing. I mean, again, I need to relook at the fundamentals. I mean, just they're not going broke. They've got supply, but that company looks interesting to me. It looks like a big ass chop zone. It's Freeport will probably have to buy them. Freeport, Southern Copper, right? Oof. That's not good. Yikes. Yikes. I mean, again, I'm just kind of bouncing around. Nothing. Any other questions, thoughts, concerns? I appreciate all the interaction. I mean, again, it gets definitely more boring when it's just me yapping. Yap. With no topic. Because, again, I can go into all sorts of silly stuff. Yeah, isn't there a bond? Did we have it? No. Oh. Yeah, is there a bond auction today? I totally spaced on. They've been every Monday. I feel like they've had these 20 and 30. Oh yeah. 55 billion in 5-year Treasury notes. Okay, that's not really long dated. 5 years, yeah. Yeah, it happened already. It was a bunch of 5 years. Give me a second. I can post it. I got it. Where we go? 7 years tomorrow. Great. Who's buying? When issued. Okay, so it's bid to cover. Direct bids. Okay, so direct bids were down. I don't know. It's tough to say. I don't know who would want bonds. Who would want to buy a 5-year at 4.42% when your money market's 5% plus? Government debt. I mean, I guess you're betting on the recession in 5 years. It's probably a safe bet. I guess that's safe, right? Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, 7-year tomorrow. I mean, it's just, man, they got a ton of debt to roll over. I just wouldn't be doing 5 and 7 year. I mean, I don't know. They're just stuck. I mean, it's such a pickle. I love making fun of Janet Yellen. She will go down as the biggest idiot in the history of central bankers. Literally. I mean, you had endless years of low interest rates, and you could have sold 30, 40, 50, 100-year debt like the Europeans did at negative interest rates, essentially. Low, they sold some negative, which is nuts. Low 1, 2% kind of rates. Good luck. Nope. We could have funded the government for decades. Hey, Carol, how are you doing? I would argue the Santa Claus rally just happened. And you're about to have Santa Claus's hangover. This is not healthy. I try to explain this to you. This is not a healthy move. You came out of a base here, right? Then you had a pullback. Then gap up, pullback, chop. Then you ripped higher. Then you had a big pullback, chop, chop, chop. This is just vertical. Like, look where the 20-day, how far off it is. I mean, I know you got a little bit further away from it, but like you're like 2 or 3 standard deviations away from it. Going into, I mean, the end of the month, this is where it's going to be. You'll know more based on what happens when I think we filled these gaps. The 20-day will catch up. I mean, it does look scary. It does. It's just, I wish I could tell you. It doesn't make sense. That's all I know. But is this the 1970s redux? And that's what it is. Right? Here you go. Boom. So I don't know. We'll see how it looks. What sticks up. And again, I mean, I think the thing that I get back to is just I'm boggled by the VIX. I'm like, are you kidding? They got this thing way down there. And so you got to give, I can't remember, in the Discord room. Oh, what's her name? I don't know. Somebody was saying something about it. I'm like, got to give them credit. They said the VIX was going to get absolutely destroyed. I'm like, really? Really? It's hard to see that, but it did. Credit where credit be due. I think it was Rebecca Osborne, if I remember correctly. Give her a shout out. Again, credit where credit's due. I'm not going to sit here and pretend that I'm always right. No. Taiwan Semi looks interesting here, because this is the first roller. Thought about Intel at these levels. NVIDIA, multi-day range. Back testing the trend line. It's like, come on. Guggenheim, head and shoulders top. Here's your left shoulder, head, right shoulder. I mean, Amazon, I'd love to see it. Maybe it pops tomorrow. Wide and loose up here. Apple, I mean, again, I don't think it's going to hold. I know Jay Solstice got squeaked out, but you got to stick to your plan. You can always jump back in, and I mean, if you want to play puts here, buy time. Holy shit. Excuse my language. I mean, with the VIX at 12 ish, I mean, I guess it's yeah, that looks interesting. All right, well, we've been here for 45 minutes essentially. Any other questions, thoughts, concerns, beliefs, desires? You want to take out frustrations, talk out wins, talk out losses, talk out anything. Again, I really, really like financial shorts here. Like, I mean, like, really, 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 really like them here. Like, strongly suggest. Strongly suggest here. Because I don't think we're done. Yeah, I mean, NVIDIA, 490 would be ideal. Curling over 8 and 10 day. I don't know. If you get it, you get it. If you don't, you don't. That's what's so hard about these. I mean, set the alerts. And this is where I'll give credit. Like, if you can just let it come to you and it comes to you, you're going to be like, fuck yeah. And if it doesn't, you're going to be like, fuck no. So, probability based. I mean, it needs to happen in the next 2 days, in my opinion. If it doesn't, then it's probably not going to happen because there's going to be profit taking. And when somebody actually does financial forensics into NVIDIA, it actually says, like, does it look like people are hoarding some of their chips and overpaying for them? And was there some sort of agreement to do such? Because I don't know why anyone would pay the prices that they did for some of their chips and their software or their whatever hardware. I'm like, something smells fishy here. And when that comes out, that could be a game changer, because that's the thing. If NVIDIA gets destroyed, the rest of the market's going to get freak out. Because you always think about it. We've talked about this. All right, here you go. Here's the SPY, little melty. There's all, when the tide goes out, you always see who's swimming naked. And there's always somebody. There's always some companies or some businesses or some bullshit that's going on. And that's why Buffett's like the king of this, because he knows that. Like, you're usually going to have like an Enron or, what was that? What are those biotech companies? They're a bunch of crap. The banks, obviously, they went belly up. You had insurance companies. I mean, there's always something. Like commercial real estate companies. I mean, everybody's like, oh, I'm going to buy a commercial. And I'm like, ooh, I don't see that. Again, I don't see that business coming back to earth anytime soon. Throwing unemployment rising, you're going to see businesses like, okay, work from home, or just you're not working. That's my opinion on that. All right, well, if you have any questions, you know where to find me. Come on, Apple. You little dirty bird. Get it back. Break it. Penitent man will pass. Penitent. From Indiana Jones. Sean Connery, when he was Indy's dad. What a good, oh God, what is this? Yeah, here you go. Look at this crap, guys. I mean, I've seen this. Home builders are just like, zzz. Yeah. Yeah, imagine that. Okay, well, I mean, everything's awesome. Again, we'll see if the market will hold up. We will see. Just be safe out there. Again, because you can always get in at new highs if we're breaking out. Like, because you always have to remember, like, if you go through a multi-period long chop zone and then you break out, it's probably going higher. And if the market doesn't, it could be a choppy, sloppy mess and get crushed. And if you do the, like, longer dated stock traders, like century, decade kind of thing, like, we're in the cycle for a chop decade. And then people are like, oh, fuck. And it's like, yeah. And they're like, why would we need that? And it's like, well, unless they print out the liquidity, you do the math. You tell me. That's like, fine. Let me pull up the monthly. It's like, oops. Look what you just did. See what I mean? Probably due for that. Nobody wants to admit that. Nobody wants to admit we probably need to digest. But they're going to say, oh, it's a bull market. You better... There's going to be some lean years. Some choppy years. So, all right. I appreciate you guys. Have a wonderful afternoon. See you on the Daily Market Review. If you got any questions, holla.